I'm heading off to the Trend HQ, which is in Watford. And luckily for me, I live in Watford, so it's only about a 3-mile drive, probably not even that. I'm going to be going there to look at the Trend Yeti. It's a CNC machine, kind of like on sawhorses, trestles as such. Okay, so you can put it up in 5-10 minutes and you can break it down in 5-10 minutes. If you don't want to use it, you can just dismantle it and store it really easily. There's very small amount of parts. It's not a solid machine, and that is why I like it. And also with this, it's a full-size CNC as well, so it does 8x4 sheets. Let's jump in the smart car and get to the HQ. See you in a bit. Right guys, so yeah, this is the Pro X. So we got the Pro X, we got the Pro Plus, and the Pro. Yeah, all right, so here we go. We're gonna jump on making a file. Alex has literally just made a few bits for me just as a demo. So we've got, what's it, V-carve? Vectric, V-carve?
Yeah, V-carve, that's
cool.
V-carve Pro, yeah.
V-carve Pro, so we're just gonna try and make a shaker style door. It's got 2 rebates on this, so this is what I was talking about earlier. A 2 rebated shaker style door, and we've got my logo, so yeah, we're going to put that to the machine pretty soon. So this apparently doesn't give off any dust whatsoever. It's completely dust free. Well, maybe tiny amount, but what you see is basically what you get. The extraction is fantastic on this machine. So we're going to be getting on with a little cut in a moment. And so have you sent that to the machine just yet?
Yeah, so you can either transfer it by Wi-Fi from the computer to the console, or you can just do good old-fashioned USB.
So the way this works, you're thinking, okay, imagine you plonk on a bit of 6mm. It's got, like, it's twisted and bowed, whatever. You don't need to worry about that kind of stuff, because what this does is it squeezes it together. You can see the bearings, or the wheels, shall we say, top and bottom, and it just squeezes your workpiece to the sacrificial board as it goes. As you can see a little gap there. What it does, it will squeeze it together as it's rolling across and doing its thing. It will just give you the perfect cut. It's got the homing plate there. What would you call this?
Touch plate.
Touch plate. It's got the touch plate in there. It's got the laser. Do you know what? Alex is the one to explain all the details. I'm not really doing this thing justice, but it is proper smart. We're going to go ahead and do a cut in a minute. Alex has just explained the window to me, how you can move it around in different increments, big, small, miniature, well, minute.
10, 1.1.
Yeah, and this is the homing for your Z-axis.
Yes, 0 off the cutter, so you know it's bang on the workpiece.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Right, I think it's time to get this thing whizzing away.
Noisy, but
it's gone.
Health check, make sure it's getting data.
Yeah.
And then it will come to this X and Y, and then it will carry on with the car job.
Yeah.
Quite slowly, it's not making much noise. You can think, oh, this can handle a bit more speed. So on the fly, I can speed up the feed rate. So currently at 25,500 millimeters a minute. I can whack it all the way up to 3,000 if I want. Wow. Or even further. Wow, that's not smart. What I'm doing now is essentially what the Yeti Pilot would be doing if we had it connected and working.
Yeah.
Same with the RPM. If I think, oh, this could probably go a little bit lower, I can lower the RPM slightly, adjust it in 5% increments, as I said.
Wow.
We can sort of tweak it so it's exactly right for the material that you're cutting.
Yep. So we're doing this in 2 cuts, I believe?
Yeah,
two tool parts?
3 tool parts. So we're starting with the 8mm to clear out the bulk of the shaker door.
Yep.
Then we're coming in with a V-point cutter to get our nice 60-degree angles like these ones. These are 45, but 60, and then we're going to do 2 layers for the multi-stage.
Yeah, we've got that funky shape on the edge, haven't we?
That's it, yeah. And then third tool part will be just cutting the door out with tabs on.
Looking forward to that. Oh, there we go. Look at the dust. Anyone see any dust? I can't. That's good. You can't see a bit of dust, is it?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
basically a safety feature, but it essentially makes stuff not being able to escape anywhere. It's an enclosed system.
Yeah.
You're pretty much safe, but even if you're using a down cut where it's pushing the material down,
Yeah.
you'll be getting at least 90–95% of the dust.
Yeah.
Even on a down cut where it's not extracting out.
Well, when I
downwards.
yeah, see, when I see other CNCs and they've got the dust shoe,
Yeah.
I mean, I still see bits coming off.
Yeah. So this is it's completely enclosed. There's nowhere for it to go.
No, it would just go straight out into the extractor. And of course, you can use any Hoover.
Yeah, it's got to be a decent sized, decent flow rate on a big 100mm extractor. There's certain ones that will work better than others, but
Yeah.
we can help you out.
But the CNC does accept smaller
Yeah, so
inlets.
on the base models, it will use a 38mm. So we'll go into our regular TREND YETI 35.
Yeah.
Will work nearly just as well. It's slightly, obviously, the limitations of something like a 38mm hose is if you're cutting a lot of plywood, you get nesting, and it might block up the hose, whereas there's way more space for it to go down.
Yeah, I get you. And in the workshop, we have this, I believe it's the T35. We got 2 of these. And, well, technically, you can use the T35. I mean, we are routering through MDF, so when you are, it's basically just dust rather than wood chips. So I'm guessing you will need something a bit bigger and chunkier, and the hose to be thicker if you are routering through.
Yeah, like if you're
hardwood.
doing lots of plywood or you're cutting lots of foam or resin, sort of like messy jobs, this is when this comes into play. Also, if you've got if you're like a joinery shop already, you've already got a system like this, plumbed in with gated everything. You would just connect this to your system rather than having a sole unit.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, there we go. We've done 1 bit. Cooling down spindle. Did it successfully do the job? Yes.
First pass. Now we're going to load up the second job.
Oh yeah, second job. Ah, because you're doing the door and the logo at the same. No, hold on.
So this will be doing the next stage. We'll finish the corners off. So you've got your nice square corners on a 60° angle.
Yeah.
And then we'll also cut out the London Craftsman logo as well in the same job, because we're using the same tool. Combine them together.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can I just quickly show them that once more?
This is obviously the famous London Craftsman logo. This is what the vector would look like. We can then have a quick look at a 3D view to see roughly what it's going to look like. So if we just select the right toolpaths, visible toolpaths, and it'll give you a rough estimate of what your design is going to look like before you cut it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing both projects at the same go. Yeah, so that's what it's going to move on to in a moment. This is how you get a nice sharp corner without chopping it out. A V-point. Yeah, is that what you call the cutter, a V-point? V-point cutter, right. You can just see now, well, I'll show you in a minute, but there's no chopping out to make things square. It's kind of like a little cheat by just having a very slight angle, you know, not 45. What degree is this?
We're running 60°.
60.
You can do 75°, or if you want to get pretty much close to square, we do an 81° cutter, so it's to the human eye, it's not noticeable.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a fantastic idea. I mean, why not just get the CNC to do that for you and not have to chop these out and get a much better finish? Some people chop this out with a corner chisel, you said?
Yeah, right.
So you just need to chop that out by hand, but we're cheating with that the V-point. I mean, this is oversized. This is, what degree is this?
That's probably 45.
45,
a bit more extreme than you would do. But
yeah, much more extreme, I'm guessing. But if that was less angle, say up to 81, like Alex was saying, you wouldn't really notice that, but you'd still get the sharp square edge.
That's it, yeah.
And why not? Because it's a CNC. I mean, you want to sort of do as little manual work as possible. Yeah, let's have a little walk around and see what it's done. So, because
it's a mini door, yeah, it's for like a mouse or something.
yeah, but that's great. That's great. But can you see the angles? What's this? A 70? 60?
This is a 60°.
60. So you can see the angles ever so slightly there. Okay, if you went a bit further up, you'd still get those sharp lines, the square. That's the bit that we want, is the square corners.
Yeah.
For me personally, I would do that. We were talking also about the step over rate when it comes to milling this out with the end cutter, the end mill.
Yeah, so this is done at quite a low step over percentage, so as you can see, you can't see
any
any
lines. Yeah, very, very slightly. I don't know if you can see the vertical lines there.
Yeah, so yeah,
very
you can obviously
small,
see like
small.
very minimal lines. But compared to something like that, you can see them a lot clearer. So
yeah.
this is obviously a higher step over percentage.
Have a look at that. Beautiful. Mini shaker style door with a double inlay, as requested by a customer, hence the reason we're playing around with that design right now. And my logo that's just there. Fantastic. Yeah, so let me show you what we've actually made today. We've made a sample shaker style door. Like I said earlier, I had a customer who wanted like a double rebate style shaker. And here we go. We've done it in no time at all. And then let's move over to the little logo. We've used a V-bit and a end mill. Am I right there? Yeah, we can show them. So that's the V-bit and that is the end mill. Okay, so that's just for all your bulk removing waste. And then this here is to do the points in the corner, just to get that sharp corner. And yeah, same on there. That did that. So we didn't really, no, actually we did use the end mill to cut that shape out. Right, so we're digging through the samples box. Look what this CNC can do. Right, so MFC, MDF, Corian, softwood, foam, plywood, there we go, aluminium, leather, Velcro mat, solid oak. I like this one. This one is probably my favourite because I do like birch ply. We got laminated plywood, absolutely lovely material, acrylic, yeah, carbon fibre, look at that, make parts for your car. Right guys, so it's time to go. I've been here for so long, Alex is probably getting sick of me. Been here for about 3 hours, but I know I'm definitely coming back. I'm grabbing one of these tomorrow or the next day, so stay tuned for more content on this stuff because we're going to be making shaker style doors, drawer boxes, playing around with all sorts, designing files, making stuff, time lapses, everything like that. This thing is just a godsend. So apologies for the footage, my GoPro was playing up, so you've got a mixture of two probably audios and two different types of quality film, but there we go. This is the Yeti. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more in the future, and overall absolutely chuffed with this machine. See you in a bit guys, take it easy, ciao for now.